Questions have been raised about the story of 2 sailors rescued after being lost at sea for 5 months. So they say. After it was revealed the pair had an emergency locator beacon on board that they chose not to activate. Jennifer Appel and Natasha Fuiava and their 2 dogs were rescued in the Pacific Ocean last week after claiming that they were adrift for 5 months. Great story, but some of it, Zach Fleming reports it's now, well, people are scratching their heads a little bit.
An elated Jennifer Appel speaking after she and her partner were rescued by the US Navy after 5 months adrift at sea.
When we saw you guys coming over the horizon, I was like, oh God, we've been saved. It was the most amazing feeling because we honestly did not believe that we would survive another 24 hours in the current situation. We had no idea what to expect, but when we saw that big gray ship coming, it was just relief. It was.
Appel, her friend Natasha Fuiava and their 2 dogs set off from Hawaii in May on an 18-day sail to Tahiti. But the pair told rescuers a 3-day storm which struck the day after they left damaged the mast and engine of their 15-metre boat, Sea Nymph.
And the storm had dropped copious amounts of water, and it flooded the cockpit, which actually ended up flooding the ignition and the starter for the boat.
Appel and Fuiava claimed the storm also knocked out their communications equipment.
So we no longer had that ability to start the motor. And we got pushed into what's called the Devil's Triangle. It is an area at 160 west and about 0 degrees at the equator, where boats go in, but they very rarely come out. And if they do, there are no people on them. And we learned that that was a tiger shark location. And the tiger sharks figured that we had entered their living room and we were not leaving fast enough.
But here's where the story begins to get murky. The National Weather Service in Honolulu has no record of a storm near Hawaii in early May. Instead of turning around, the pair continued sailing towards Tahiti, drifting hundreds of kilometres off course. They told rescuers several boats passed them, ignoring their calls for help. They said they came close to Wake Island and Kiribati, but decided it would be too dangerous to stop. Jennifer says they then became desperate, believing they had just days to live, despite having enough food on board to last a year.
And we had been told by people who had sailed this route before that you could run into some serious problems, and if we thought we only needed a month of food to pack 3, and we figured we might need 3 months of food, so we packed at least 6. We had dry goods. Yes. We found that cans don't work. So beef jerky, oatmeal, rice, pasta, dried fruits, nuts. Pretty much a vegan and vegetarian diet is what we survived on. Yes. We did run out of dog food, and the dogs turned out to really like human food.
The couple was picked up last week in good health, almost 1,500 kilometres from Japan. The US Coast Guard says if the emergency locator beacon had been activated, the woman would have been rescued immediately. Appel and Fuiava say they're now homeless, and everything they owned was on their stricken yacht. For Checkpoint, Zach Fleming.